Good afternoon, School of Community Wellness and Health members. It's been a while since I talked to you last. I think it was just before Christmas. I had a video recording to share, so here I am, late January, sharing my first update of the new year. I hope the year has gotten off to a decent start for you. It has been a bit challenging out of the gate, I would say. We've had to pivot already. Hopefully things will settle a bit and we'll be able to get into some level of consistency here over the next couple of months. I have a few updates to share with you today. The first one I wanted to share was just some, updates that came out of our Dean's Council meeting that was held earlier in January. We've had some new hiring and leadership, which I thought you might be interested to learn about. Carrie Thomas is our new Associate Dean overseeing the Work Integrated Learning Office. Carrie comes with a lot of background in healthcare, and just speaking with her a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, it's amazing how she's able to hit the ground running. So really excited to have Carrie as part of that group and working with our former placement office. And I think they're all feeling fairly confident about Carrie being here and her leadership moving them forward. So happy to have Carrie join our institution. Allison Jeppesen has moved over to straddle two different areas. She's overseeing the teaching and learning area, and she will continue in her arts and culture role, overseeing some programs there. As most of you are aware, Allison was a learning designer prior to entering into that interim associate dean role, and she was exceptional in the role of learning designer. So it will be great to have her overseeing that area as an associate dean. Lisa Verbisky is a new associate dean that will be starting on February 1st in the Donald School of Business Science and Technology. I know Nancy Brown is really looking forward to having a permanent person there and helping her in that associate dean role. So welcome to Lisa when she arrives. And then the last update is Richard Longdon, who has joined our vice president team. So he is our vice president external. He will be working a lot for the institution around soliciting donors and sponsorship and that sort of thing. So he will be a great leader for us in that regard. I've already met with Richard once to discuss our labs. He was very interested in learning about our labs and what's working well, where do we need lots of help, those kinds of things. So we will be touring very soon. We had a tour booked, or we were planning to tour, but just with the further measures put in place, we decided it would be healthier for both of us just to meet virtually. So we've got a lab tour coming up, and he's really excited to see those spaces. An update regarding degrees. Not a lot to update. We've still got our Bachelor of Ed and our Bachelor of Business Administration degrees sitting with CAQC, which is the government body, or the extension of a government body who oversees the approval of degrees in the province. Those two programs are both with them, and really can't say much more than that. We're hopeful that they will be approved soon, but just kind of waiting on that body to make some decisions. Those of you who have been a part of curriculum committee or academic council may be aware that we've got a multidisciplinary Bachelor of Arts degree moving through the governance process at the Polytechnic. So once we get through that, then we'll get all of our ducks in a row and send that degree off to CAQC for approval as well. So got some new degrees on the way here, and hopefully, I'll have good news to share here shortly around the approval of a couple of them. The next piece is the Campus Store Advisory Committee. So this is a group that meets once a month on Thursdays, late in the day, and they're a body that sort of oversees the work with the bookstore and the liaison between that and the college. They are looking for a member from our school. We have had in the past our ops manager, and we've had one of our program assistants sit with that committee in different capacities. I was wondering if there might be a continuous faculty member or a probationary continuous faculty member who might be interested in joining that group. I know lots of times our probationary folks are looking for committees to join. This would be a great one. This doesn't sound like a lot of commitment. If you have an interest in how books are ordered and resources are ordered in the institution, I know the process has become think it's better than it was, but it's been strained over the years on some of these processes. If you've got a voice and you'd really like to be a part of that to influence change, maybe that's a good role for you. So I ask you, if you're interested, to send me a quick email, and then I will pass you along to Kathleen Lindsay, who I believe is the chair of that committee. So please think about it and let me know. Next update is around Alicia Lindsay's weekly up. So Alicia has decided to attempt to get really constant, relevant information out to our members. She is starting a weekly email, which she would have sent the first one last Tuesday. So she's just looking for suggestions or ideas around potential subject matter that you would like to hear from her on a regular basis. She's also curious about the template itself. Is it easy to read? Is there anything that you would like to see done differently? If you've got any feedback around that, please reach out to Alicia directly, and she will do her best to incorporate the feedback that she receives. Next up is continuous part-time retirement resignation. So Maylin would have sent an email out on January 14th that you all would have received, just regarding your intentions for next year. There is a timeline that's outlined in the email that she sent, but we always do appreciate getting a bit of a heads up so that it helps us with our budget planning. So if you're thinking about any of those things, and I have heard from some people already, which I'm very thankful for, please let me know, or please let Kim know, depending on where your reporting structure works. So please let us know. Student enrollment. So looking at enrollment applications, admissions, all of that kind of thing for fall of 2022, we were, up until just this last week, we were a little bit worried about a couple of our programs, in particular kinesiology and social work. The numbers were looking quite low for this time of year, and there was some concern both from the program and from us as the leadership group. So Terry and I met with Kelly Rose, who is the associate registrar who oversees the advising and recruiting area, to talk with her about recruitment and how we could help them in their recruitment activities, and just trying to get a sense of what they've been doing, and just get some details on the numbers and where they're at. And Kelly let us know that the registrar's office is quite behind in that process, and so we received the updated numbers, and they looked much better and much more aligned with where we like to see them at this year. So we still want to continue with working with that area and helping them carry out recruitment activities that are really beneficial for our programs. But yeah, I think we're in a good position for this time of year around enrollment in our programs. Heads up that operational planning is starting. So this is work that will probably start to carry on right in February, March, and then probably a bit into April. The operational planning process aligns now with our budget process. And so how this translates to our members is we really want you thinking about your own programs or your own areas, and what are your needs going forward, thinking about the future, thinking about growth, thinking about any changes. Whatever it is that you need, we need to hear about that, and you can communicate that both through Alicia and your associate dean, so that we can put together our proposals and build our operational plans, and then of course attach any budget dollars that we are needing to be able to help facilitate the changes that we may be putting in place. At the same time, the budget is very grim for next year, so the institution will be looking at cutbacks again. So we are going to have to continue to find ways to do things more efficient, and so you can look forward to discussions around that as well. Are there ways, or do you have ideas on how we might be able to do things different, so that it could save us money? Those kind of conversations are always really welcome. Lifeworks is Red Deer Polytechnic's new employee and family assistant program. It has been around since the spring. I haven't really had a chance to take a look at it, or I just haven't taken a look at it, but it really is a wellness platform to support our employees and their families. We had an orientation on this platform yesterday, the managers at the institution, and learned a lot about it at that time. And I can say that there are a tremendous amount of resources within the platform, and it is quite a comprehensive platform. So their model really works similarly to a 7 dimensions of wellness model, in that they have 4 different dimensions. I think it's social, financial, physical, maybe mental is the 4th one. Anyway, and so they have resources aligned with all of those areas. There's a questionnaire that you can fill out, a well-being questionnaire that kind of measures where you're at, asks you a lot of questions. Confidentiality is the foundation of the entire platform. They really want to assure people of that. But anyway, I really encourage you to take a look at that platform when you have a chance. You would have received an email from Lifeworks directly if you are eligible for that. Only employees that are paying into benefits are eligible, unfortunately, for this program. But if you are eligible, you would have received something from Lifeworks. So maybe just check through your email, and then there'll be directions on how to get logged into that. You can get the app or just go directly to the website and learn about this platform that has a lot of functionality to it. So I encourage you to take a look at that. The last thing I wanted to talk about in my update is just around athletics. I know athletics is no longer a formal part of our school, but they recently departed, and I still feel a connection, and I want to support them however I can. They have just recently introduced a 50-50 draw to help support students and scholarships, student athlete scholarships. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, if you like to do 50-50s, I think they're just doing one this year, and the draw is in late March. I will attach the link to the information so you can take a look at that if you'd like. I know that they would greatly appreciate you supporting our student athletes in any way that you can, if you choose to do so. So I'm going to leave this at 11 minutes. Yikes, I thought I could do it faster. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you have a great weekend, or you had a great weekend, depending on when you're listening to this video. And as always, I'm around, I'm available. I love to hear from people. If you don't see me in the hallway, which is probably very unlikely, you may see me in my office, or of course you can always find me in the virtual world or through email. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I will see you soon.